According to U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services, as of January, the agency had a crisis-level backlog of more than 300,000 pending asylum cases. Rachel Wilson is an immigration attorney in Tucson and a member of the American Immigration Lawyers Association. From her, we learn more about how the system currently processes cases. If you would give us an understanding of people who come to the border and are requesting asylum, what does that process entail?
Yeah, so first what happens is they're interviewed by a Border Patrol official there at the border just to get some basic biographical data. Then they're taken into immigration detention where they will wait for what's called a credible fear interview to see if their fear of returning to their home country is credible. And in terms of being taken into detention, it's important to realize that people who present themselves at the border are subject to mandatory detention. And right now, with a recent change in the law, those people don't have a way of challenging their detention. So unfortunately, we're in a situation right now where asylum seekers present themselves at the border and they can be detained for years now because there isn't any law that limits the indefinite detention that they're subject to.
How do you show that you have a credible fear? Are there criteria you have to meet?
The credible fear is based on the person's story because you can only seek asylum if your fear of returning to your country is because of 5 specific reasons. And that's because you fear persecution based on your race, your national origin, your political opinion, your religion, or your membership in this mushy category called a particular social group. So if you come to the border and say that you want asylum because, I don't know, your brother's trying to kill you because he's angry at you because you slept with his wife or something like that, you're not going to qualify for asylum because you're not seeking it because of one of those 5 reasons.
Once you are in detention and waiting for a time before a judge, is that accurate?
Yes, exactly.
Can that take months or years?
It can take months, it can take years, yes.
So this person is essentially in legal limbo waiting in a federal facility.
Exactly.
It's fair to say there are people from all over the world in the United States seeking asylum.
Mm-hmm.
When you go to an immigration judge, what if he or she says you don't meet that criteria?
If the judge says you don't meet that criteria, you basically have to make a decision. Do I want to risk it and return home, or do I want to appeal the judge's determination? And you can appeal the judge's determination. Again, that's difficult and takes several years. And if you're detained, you might very well stay in detention that entire time.
And if the judge does grant asylum, what happens after that?
Then the person is released and they are eligible for help from refugee resettlement agencies. They can get a little bit of help finding work and that kind of thing. But they're basically on their own to make a new life here in the United States.
You mentioned that there are people who are in the United States currently, albeit with undocumented status. Then they could have a run-in with immigration and then at that point request asylum?
Yes, that's also possible. So if you come to the attention of immigration authorities in some fashion, one of your defenses to deportation is to ask for asylum.
In communicating with a journalist who covered this story down in Nogales, she said there were some families who were unclear on what this meant. They were told to come to the United States with their families and that they would be granted asylum, but also some of them said, I think we're just going to try and find another way. That happens.
Yes, that can happen because the system is so arduous, particularly if you come with children and you're separated from your children. It is an arduous process. So I could definitely understand. However, if people are facing death back home, you're stuck between 2 very bad choices.
Do we run the risk of people who are not meeting those 5 categories, but looking for some sort of temporary removal from their country, and they are seeking asylum because they know this is potentially a safe haven for a time being?
There are people who undoubtedly come to the border seeking asylum and won't eventually qualify for asylum, but the hurdles for getting asylum are so difficult that I honestly don't feel that there's a danger that people will be let in who don't meet the criteria or who don't, let's say, deserve it. Because there's such a prolonged period of time in detention, because they're separated from their families, because the situation can be so expensive if they do hire a lawyer, I cannot imagine someone doing this just for the heck of it. You go through this situation if you have no alternative.